So let me talk about the fans first. First of all, there were over 1,000 tickets turned in. And it's not just to do it. You got to go through the process to do it. It's not just here, take the tickets. We ended up giving over 200 tickets to veterans, 500 plus to teachers, over 150 to the police. And the students, we gave away 15,000. So you saw them behind our, they ran in and took the best seat they could get. And I'm just saying, for them to do that on this day in this weather with what's going on, I thank the fans who turned in tickets and the ones that came here anyway. Like, there were probably 8,000 that drove here from somewhere. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I think they're falling in love with this team. And thank goodness we had a will to win the last 7, 8 minutes. But they didn't quit. You had to take the game. They came in, they played harder, they were rougher, they executed. We didn't stay in front enough, so it wasn't 5-on-5. We tried to steal too many balls. Every time we tried to steal, they scored, and we fouled too much. And then the one thing, we shot a really high percentage, except from the foul line. How do you shoot 30% from the foul? What are you talking about? We're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. But that tells you they're not machines, they're not robots. They have minds. At times they could be fragile, but it was a good win for us.
Just immediate reactions to Darius's performance tonight. What's it like coaching that from the sideline? You calling plays? Are you letting him go? What did you think of his?
What we did was we said we're putting it in his hands and trying to space the court a little bit, give him room to go do something. But we had to stop running people at the ball. If you watch the game, why? What did they start doing? Yeah. They were trapping. So now you had to keep the court spaced, all right, so that he could go. But his performance, I'm looking at it like, look, let's just put it in his hands. And he was terrific. And he's such a good passer. If they do different things, he can get it. And then, like the last play where it was him, and I told TB, throw the dagger. It's coming to you. Because you knew they were going to go at Darius, and they did, and he throws it back to the kid, and he makes it. And the execution down the stretch was, we did some good stuff.
You talked last time we spoke to you about not wanting this team to be arrogant after a win and a slow start, but how important was it to punch back, have the fight that y'all had in the second half tonight?
They're learning about themselves. They're learning. I told them at halftime, you're going to learn something. You're going to give up. I don't care how you played in the first half. All I want to know is how you're going to play now in the second half. Can you get yourself going, or are you going to talk to yourself, I can't go, it's not my day, and I'm sad, my body language stinks, and I'm that, and I'm going to. Well, the good news about playing 8 guys, I'm just looking for 5. Hang your head over here, that's fine. But we're playing the 5 that are going to fight like heck. But you're going to play team. Like today, as we were walking down the hall, they told me that, this team lost, that team lost. A lot of people lost today, games, because this league is that way. There are no gimmies. And you go on the road, games are hard. Like the next game we have, Oklahoma on the road, hard game. Really hard game.
You guys lost the rebounding battle 36-28. They had a lot of second chance points. Just what were they doing just to get in there?
They outworked us. Well, there are 2 things that happened. They outworked us, but they got in the lane so easily that their bigs could run up our backs. And that's how they did starting the game. But the other part of it was it's you and him, and you're fighting, and he outfights you. What do you want me to do? I can only say so much to the official. You're going to have to fight. So they had 14 points at half on second shots. And then the second half, but I will say this, the ones that we needed to rebound at the end, we rebounded. That's a will to win.
I mean, I know LSU's not at the top of the standings, but just to be able to grit out.
Well, let me say this. Their guard came back for the first time he played. They only had 1 loss to Texas Tech with him playing. So now they're a different team. And we knew they'd be different. I didn't know he'd have that kind of impact on the game. So you'll watch them now and you'll say, what happened? Well, the kid was out. He was out a month. And they were like 12-1. And so now he's back. I think, again, they played him 30-some minutes. I think you'll see a little different team.
Yeah, Malik Thomas had a really important offensive rebound at 2 minutes to go. I guess, what was your assessment of two freshmen, Darius and Malik? And how they closed
Big
out
plays.
tonight?
But here's the other thing he did. When in the first half we were dying, what did he do? Made baskets and kept the game. We were only down 4 at half. I thought we were down 12. But he made baskets to make the game where it was manageable. You're down 12-13. You make a run, they make a run, you make a run, they make a big run, you make a run, you can't beat them. You gave them too much of a head start. So that's why when you're not playing well, or you're not, and again, we shot a big-time percentage in the second half from the 2 and 3. We just didn't make any free throws.
What do you think it is about Darius that he's just able to turn a switch from maybe a quieter half to then just exploding?
He's got an edge to him, and I just keep working on his body language because he doesn't understand. He gets mad at himself, and he kind of, well, you're affecting these other guys. They're looking to you, and you got to be the one talking, and you're fine, and then do your thing, and then how about this? Defensively, do what you're doing on offense. How about going and getting a couple rebounds so we can finish the game off like Malik Thomas did? But I love coaching this team. I told him, I walk in every day, I'm happy because I have a talented team. I got a job to do, hold them accountable, help them cross the finish line. But I'm trying to do everything I can. I keep saying, be a star in your role. Like you watched Carter, who was sick, he and Nick were both sick. But Carter, how's he rebounding now? Right? All of a sudden, he's a different player. Be a star in your role. Go rebound that ball where no one else can jump 41 inches like you. Go. Drive the ball, car crash. Go. And then every once in a while, shoot a 3. But not if you're crowded. Drive it because it can't guard you. How about Billy? Is he a star in his role? How about TB? I want them all, they're all different. Be a star in your role. And that means you got to come ready to play in a great mindset, in a great mood stated way.
12 points in the paint in the first half, 24 in the second half. What were you telling your guys at halftime, and what led them to finding more success around the rim in the second half?
We didn't settle, and a lot of it was not posting the ball. It was driving the ball. And, we weren't setting great screens in the first half. Guys, I call it the slip out because I really don't want to hit somebody. I would slip out. And now we couldn't really get downhill. They, on the other hand, were holding screens. And I'm not saying foul. They just hit you and held, so you were fighting to get over it. We started doing the same in the second half, and I think it helped us.
And you've coached a lot of amazing guards. What does Darius Acuff do that kind of makes him stand out compared to the other guys you've coached?
Well, because the guys I coached, he's better than, no. I mean, there's some MVPs and stuff, the NBA, 2 of them. Bunch of rookies of the year, defensive players of the year. He's a beast kid. I call him a beast. You're a beast a guy. Really skilled and is wired and driven to get better, and it means something to him. Those are things I can't. When you don't care about it or you're delusional about what you're going to be able to do, it's no fun coaching. And I've had meetings where I say to guys, do I want this more than you want it for yourself? Because if I do, tell me so I'm not getting crazy. Because when you get crazy as a coach, you're crazy to all the rest of your players. You're so mad at this guy because he won't bring it, he won't go take it. You end up getting mad at other guys, and it's not fair to them. So every once in a while, I have those meetings. You don't have to do that with him. The only thing I said to him the other day, body language, energy at times. You kind of looks like you're going, you jog, you don't go after a ball, and I'm losing my mind. And I said, do you understand I know how good you are? I know. But I want you to be the best player in the country. Not just a good player. And until you clean this stuff up, you're not going to be. But anybody watching this game doesn't say, well, he's one of those guys. Now, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he's legitimately good, and he plays on a team that really respects him, and he respects everybody. Thanks.
Darius, obviously, career high 31 points for you today, and then 24 of those points came in the second half. I guess just did anything change after halftime, or just what clicked for you in the second half?
No, nothing changed. We knew we came out a little sluggish first half, so we had to bounce back in the second half. And we knew we needed to do to win. So I feel like we just did that, came out with the win.
And then TB for you, obviously Darius has played well in just about every game this season, but when he has a performance like this today in a close game, just what does that say just about how special he is at his age?
Yeah, I mean, he's who we go to whenever, things are looking dry. And, he came through again for us tonight, like he has all season, like you said. And, he's big time for us. And, it was just another good night for him.
Darius, walk us through, the three you set up TB for. Cal called a timeout, drew it up. He had you coming off a curl. Was that part of the message from him? Like, hey, look for him if he's open. Walk us through.
Nah, he told me right when we went to timeout. Two had went with me to play before. I think I turned it over. He was wide open. So once I seen him do that again, I just hit him. I knew he was gonna make it. But yeah, it was kind of from him for real, not even coach.
TB, did you expect the ball to get to your hands with how well he was playing there in the second half?
I mean, I would have been cool with him shooting the shot with how hot he was, but that's just goes to show how we trust each other. And he trusted me to take the shot, and it was a big shot. So,
Darius, does it feel different when you're in a zone like that? I think you scored or assisted on 23 straight points at one point there in the second half.
Yeah, it always feel good to be in that zone. But like I said, the only thing on my mind was to get the win. The game, we didn't get away, so the game was, back and forth. So I just knew we had to keep getting stops for real and, execute on the offensive end.
12 points in the paint in the first half, 24 in the second half. What changed at halftime that let y'all find more success around the rim?
I mean, we just got back to doing what we do. The first half we didn't play how we was supposed to play. So, coach got on us at halftime, and, we went out there and fixed it.
And then 3 of 15 for LSU three-point shooting. Just how important was that to get closeouts and prevent them from killing y'all from beyond the arc?
We knew. I think number 3, he was a good shooter, so we knew we had to take away some of his space, and then a couple of them also good shooters. So we knew the game plan coming in. Like he said, we wasn't really executing in the first half, and second half, we just fed off. We really just fed off the fans' energy. Appreciate them for coming out, but yeah, we fed off their energy and got more stops.
Yeah, Darius, can you just kind of describe the mental state that you're feeling, those past 7 minutes?
Just like I said, trying to get it, to win. That's all. I feel like that's the only thing be on my mind in the last couple of minutes. That's the most important thing. No matter how much I'm scoring, I know we got to come out with the win. Every game means something, especially in the SEC. So just the only thing on my mind around that time is definitely just winning.
And Trevon, for you, I mean, how did it feel kind of having the crowd backing you guys tonight?
I mean, it was big. First of all, I probably should have said it at the beginning, but we want to thank all the fans and all the students. It's bad weather out there today, so it was a nice little snow day at Bud Walton. Appreciate all the fans and the students. We obviously can't do it without them, and they came through clutch for us again.
Cal had said it. Coach Cal a few days ago was just talking about, maybe you guys get a win, you're really high, and then maybe don't show up as well in the next game. Is that something that he talked about at halftime or maybe the last few days?
Yeah, something like that. Just us sticking with who we are all the time. Not taking even one possession off, not even a game. We can't take one possession off, so we just got to be more consistent at that. And, we're going to keep trying to fix it.
A lot of fouls today, just from the refs. How much do you guys feel? Did you feel like they impacted just like the flow of the game and getting into a rhythm for you guys?
On our end or their end?
The
Or
entire
both?
game, I guess.
Yeah. I think it wasn't really like bad calls. Like we were fouling a little too much, so that kept them in the game a little bit. Both ends for real. But yeah, it's physical. That's how we, I'm not gonna say that's how we want to play, but when it's happening like that, we know we just gotta fight through it and just stay disciplined. But yeah, we had a couple not smart fouls, all of us. So we just gotta be smarter with that.
And then, I mean, obviously LSU's not kind of at the top of the SEC, but for you guys to just, kind of grit out a conference win, just how big is that for you guys moving down the stretch?
I mean, all these games are hard. I think Florida just lost, and that just goes to show any team can lose. Any night, it doesn't matter where you play at. Every team in the SEC can play. It's going to be physical every night. So, we just got to come out every night ready to play. In the first half, we didn't do it, and we picked it up in the second. So.